Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you the best settings that I have found to run the Acer Nitro 5 on the new Call of Duty Warzone Pacific. It's been a bit of a rocky start and there's been a lot of glitchiness, a lot of crashes, especially for console guys. It's not been too bad with the laptop, but there's a few things I want to show you. The first thing is going to be PC settings, and then we'll go into the game and I'll show you the settings that I found to be the best for performance and just as smooth gameplay as possible. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is basically check out your hidden icons down here. Now you see all these little apps running, they do actually sap quite a bit of power from your PC. If you open Task Manager, you can actually see what they're taking away. Now this might not seem a lot, but if you've only got say like 8GB of RAM, this is eating up quite a lot of your performance. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. Literally close down everything you can unless you absolutely need it to be running. That's just one of the first things I would do. Next thing, if you go on to your search bar and type in game mode, there you go. There is actually a specific game mode made for these laptops, so they're not always turned on. So make sure you've got that game mode turned on. Once you've done that, if you go into your display settings, now this is more if you're running a monitor like me. If you go down to your advanced display settings and choose what you're running, you see here 165 Hertz. Now my laptop screen is 144 Hertz and my monitor is 165. Now when I plug them in using my HDMI cable, it only read as 144. I had to then physically go into the settings and tell it to run 165. If you've done that and it's not there, if you right click and go into your NVIDIA control panel, you can check in the resolution here to make sure that it's running at the same hertz as you want. Other than that, no, don't need to save that. You can go into your Nitro Sense. Basically, you want it set to high performance as your power plan. Fans, I have them set to auto with cool boost on. Now this basically just means that under heavy load, the fans can spin faster to keep it cooler, to give you better performance, which is what we want. Also on here, if you click on this True Harmony, have it set as FPS. Now, I've heard from a couple of you guys that it keeps changing from, I think it was like music or movies. Mine was doing the same, but what I did to fix that, I actually uninstalled it and reinstalled it, select FPS, and it stayed in there this time. So I don't know if that might be worth a try for you guys, but it worked for me. Other than that, if you just go onto your GeForce experience and just make sure you've got the most up-to-date drivers. Now, they do release them quite frequently, so it's just something you maybe want to check once a week, just to make sure you've got the most up-to-date version, and this does help with performance. There's a couple of other things as well I'm going to show you when it loads up. They've got like a whisper mode where basically it keeps your fans running slower so it's quiet. You want that turned off. And then it also has like a power saving mode, but you want that again turned off. And they've also got another section where you can screen record. And if you don't do this or don't need this, have that turned off as well, and it just gives you that little bit of extra performance back that you might need. So if you go onto drivers here, I'll go onto there, see, yeah, I've got one that I can download. So that's just something for you guys to check. But if you go into the settings here, this is what I'm talking about with the whisper mode, the battery saving one, and the in-game overlay, which is the recording one. So if you don't need any of this stuff, just have it all turned off. Another good thing on this here, it shows you exactly what you're running. So you can see here I've got the 1650 GTX 32GB RAM on the 165 Hz monitor with the i5 9th gen. So anyway, moving on, let's go into the game itself and check the settings on there. Alright guys, so when it comes to the actual display settings themselves, I'll just try and read through these pretty quickly. I don't want to take too long. But basically this is how I run it. Full screen, obviously I've got my monitor set in, I've got my refresh rate set to the hertz of the screen, render resolution always is 100, dynamic resolution is enabled, and on here the target should really be what your hertz rating is on your screen. And if we scroll down, brightness, I usually just go with the guidelines for what Call of Duty recommend, and it works for me quite well. I have my NVIDIA highlights disabled because with them on, it kind of just records while you're playing. So if you have that on, I've noticed it runs slightly better. And the low latency, you want that as high as possible. The less latency, the better. So yeah, that's pretty much how I've got the display side. Now we're going on to the quality side of things. Field of view 120, you want that as big as you can. So 120, that's perfect. Streaming quality, now you gotta remember, this is a budget laptop. I wish I could run it on high everything, but you just can't. Maybe one day when I get a real good built PC, I could literally just hit max everything, but for now, I'm just running what is the smoothest playable gameplay I can, and this is how I do it. So streaming quality low, texture low. I have played sort of between low and normal, but as you can see down here, the VRAM usage goes up considerably. So low, you get better FPS, but the quality isn't as good. So it's just that fine balance of what's best quality for you, but performance as well. So you might have to play around with this yourself, but for me, this is what I find the most comfortable gameplay. And then particle quality low. Bullet impacts enabled. I do tend to quite like that, especially if someone's near you. You can kind of it just helps for me. I like it having that on. But all this other stuff disabled here. These effects, you can have them on and off. I'll probably disabled. This on texture demand, this basically downloads sort of data and images of the map while you're playing, which I think is a pretty good idea really, because then it's easier for the game to run. So I always have that on high. And as we scroll down, this is pretty much the rest of the settings I have. This blur one, you want that disabled. When you're moving, you don't want it to be blurred, so have that disabled. And the weapon one as well, you don't want things blurring. Say if someone's coming around the corner and you're snapping at them to try and, you know, get the kill, you don't want things blurry, so have all that disabled. And the lighting I've got here, map resolution shadow, I mean, I don't take that much notice on the shadows, so I always leave that on low, and the rest of this stuff's pretty much disabled. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I find is best for me. I hope this video has been of some help to you. If you like the kit, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, give us a subscribe and let me know what you think. Is there some settings on here you find better or work better for you? Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to run things better if or run things differently if they're going to run better for me. So if you guys got any recommendations, let me know. But until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.